Okay, back with me now, John Fredericks and Bill Preston. We're talking about competing factions in the White House palace intrigue. And so you said that, his core believers, the president's core believers are the ones who are there and around him. I'd have to say, John, that you're wrong, because none of the people who believed in him are in the White House right now. And the only person, if you could say a true believer, was Corey Lewandowski. He's not in the White House right now. Kellyanne Conway ran a super PAC for another candidate. She was not there. She was brought in maybe, 2 or 3 months before the election. Same thing with Steve Bannon. After Manafort, she and Bannon were brought in at the same time. So those are not true believers who are at the White House with him.
Well, look, Kellyanne Conway, although she was with the Ted Cruz PAC, has been there in spirit with us from the beginning. She believes in the same thing. So does Steve Bannon. But the point of the matter is Jared Kushner has been there from day one, right? That's the linchpin. This is probably the most important, most significant counselor that President Trump has for those that believe in his movement is his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, him being there. The bottom line is a lot of these people, Don and Bill, that have come in, they're Republican political operatives. They've come in to make the trains run on time. We'll see how it plays out. If they're successful, they'll stay. If they're not, they aren't.
Okay.
That's the bottom line.
Last word, Bill, because I want us to move on.
I would just like to go back, and I wish we could repeat all the things that Kellyanne Conway said about Donald Trump.
Well, you were on this show with, and not to beat up on Kellyanne Conway, because, that happens. People, Hillary Clinton and
so
Barack
let's
Obama
not
were
pretend she was there.
But let's say she wasn't there because she was on. She ran a Ted Cruz super PAC. She said that Donald Trump built his business on the backs of poor people, that he should release his taxes, that he didn't have a strategy, that he wasn't, and I'm paraphrasing, I think she said that he wasn't fit for office or something to that effect. So she was not on board with him. And
that's the only point.
And the tape speaks for itself because we have all the tapes. Okay, so let's move on now. Stunning news tonight. A federal judge, John, halting the president's travel ban nationwide. What's your reaction?
Look, there are judges that are going to make decisions in lower courts all the time. The bottom line is this President Trump, has made a decision. This is not a travel ban for Muslims. It's not a Muslim ban. What he said is 90 days or 120 days, I'm going to do exactly what I said in the campaign for 18 months. I'm going to have extreme vetting. I'm going to be sure that people that come in this country are not potential terrorists. And the other thing he said, Don and Bill, he said, I'm not going to telegraph my moves ahead of time so that the enemy or the bad actors can take advantage of the loopholes. I'm going to surprise people, and I'm going to do it without any notice. So he's done exactly what he said he was going to do. Well, let this thing play out. One judge in Massachusetts said it's fine. The other one said it isn't. It's going to end up going to the Supremes. The president has the right to determine who comes in the country now.
Well, I want you to listen to this. Hold on, Bill. I want you to listen to this when you say that the president has the right. Here's the governor from Washington State.
So I know they want to talk about aliens. Let me tell you what they call aliens. They're Microsoft engineers. They're Boeing salesmen. They're cancer researchers. They're students at the University of Washington who are helping build my state economically. And this order hurts my whole state's economy besides being unconstitutional. So I'm quite glad that this federal court has stood up and provided what this nation needs, which are checks and balances, and we expect this president to follow them. Now, they've got a right to appeal. We'll let them do so, but I think we know that the values of this country are going to be defended in the courts.
And including the people who have been affected by this, as a 4-month-old little girl, Iranian girl, who needed heart surgery. She has 3 grandparents from Oregon. So, this is what's happening now, John, before you respond.
Look, whenever there's a child involved, that's an unfortunate situation. But the driving force behind this is not this 5-year-old child or this 3-year-old child.
4 months.
Or any child.
Yeah. Okay.
Don,
go ahead, Bill.
Let me just say, look, the only driving, you've had your.
No, it's not.
We're running out of time.
The driving force behind this,
don't filibuster
the driving force behind this, Don, is the international globalist slave trade, cheap
Stop,
labor network
stop,
Okay.
that
stop,
wants
stop.
to get
We
immigrants
got
the
in
point, John.
to
Go
get
ahead,
cheap
Bill.
labor.
Stop. The driving force behind this is Donald Trump, who doesn't know the law, doesn't know the Constitution, is acting illegally, unconstitutionally, in an un-American fashion, and just destroying, I think, the image of the United States around the world. Look, if he wanted to do something like this, there was a way to do it. This is not the way to do it. I just want to read very, very quickly, Don, if I can. This is the Wall Street
15
Journal.
seconds, quickly.
Wall Street Journal. Wall Street Journal said this thing was so poorly explained and prepared for, it has produced confusion and fear at airports and immediate legal defeat and political fury at home and abroad. This is a disaster. It wasn't thought through. It just shows, I think, that Donald Trump and his team are not ready for prime time.
I got to go. Thank you. I appreciate
Thanks,
it. We
Don.
didn't even get to
Thanks,
talk
John.
about Bowling Green.
Thanks, Don. Thanks, Bill.
Right.
What a tragedy.
Next time.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.